We don't get as many as we used to, but the ones that you do get, and maybe some that you've saved, I can let you know what to do with them today on Reinventing You. How's it going? I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You, and I want to inspire you to reinvent your life. Now, we're in the middle of Vlogmas, actually almost at the end of Vlogmas, and so today I'm going to inspire you to give new life to your Christmas cards that you have received. Don't forget, a change is coming in 2019. I will be posting twice a week, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Please give me a thumbs up if you plan on following me in the new year. So we don't get a whole lot of Christmas cards these days. In fact, most of the Christmas things I get are usually Christmas letters on Facebook, I think, which is fine. But we used to get a ton of Christmas cards. And what I started doing with Christmas cards is making placemats out of them. I want to show you the process that you can use to make your own placemats with your own cards. When you get Christmas cards, you may put them in a special place. You may have them over a doorway, a lintel doorway. Some people do that. I don't know what you do with your Christmas cards. You can recycle them at the end of Christmas, but here's a way to actually reuse them and reuse them every year. Now, if you get a Christmas letter or a picture, they're not very usable. But if you get like pictures like this or pictures like this, or even better, if you get something where you can cut out or maybe even punch out part of the Christmas card, that's great for this. You can use long pictures from Christmas cards. If you have kids, grandkids, if you are a teacher, teach Sunday school or something, this may be a great project to do. Also, I know that, I think, was it St. Jude's? There was some charity organization that used to take Christmas cards, and you may have done that in the past. I got a ton of Christmas cards from a good friend of mine who is a retired teacher, and she had saved everything. So she had a ton of cards. I was able to go and get those and use those as well. What do you do with them? Well, you take your cards and you cut out whatever you want to use on them. Now, I have some scrapbooking supplies, so I have cut mine in different shapes, but you can also use scissors. You can, cut shapes however you want to, cut them in squares, or just cut out part of the card and overlap them on together, whatever you want to do. You will need to use some contact paper, and I've had a hard time finding contact paper. A lot of times it's more like shelf paper. I try to find clear contact paper. Somebody has suggested laminating these, and you guess you could, but I have not found a personal laminating machine that's big enough to do a really decent job for placemats. What I do is I cut them into shapes and then I arrange them and figure them out. I like to go ahead and arrange them on a piece of contact paper, and here's where it can get quite sticky. You cut your contact paper in about the shape that you want, but a little bit larger. You want some overlap, and I like to use actually contact paper that has color or white or brown or something on the back. And the reason I do that is a lot of times cards might have notes or signatures or something, and I have had it where I've done clear on the bottom, and that is possible, but I kind of also like having it one color. So I go ahead and arrange all of the pictures or the pieces from the cards in a placemat size. I've done this in several ways. I've done it in squares, I've done ovals, whatever is good for you. I even have some that are in circles. Figure out what kind of shape that you want for your placemat, and you go ahead and you put everything down. It'll stick to the contact paper. Figure out if it's the way you want it, and then you're going to take some clear contact paper and put it on top. Now, this is where it gets super sticky, so if you've got somebody to help you, that's usually the best, because then they can hold the other two corners and you can put them down. I try to either put the contact paper first in the middle of the placemat or on one end, because you don't want all those bubbles in the placemat, and they're really hard to get out. However, if you're doing this with kids, get them to do all the placement of the card, the pictures from the cards, and then get somebody to help you do the top part. Otherwise, it's just going to be really frustrating for them and for you. So once you've done that and you've gotten all the bubbles out, you just really make sure the contact paper is firmly down on all the pictures, then take some scissors and trim. I try to leave just a little bit, maybe, you know, an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch around the edges, and that way the contact paper sticks to each other and you kind of got a seal on that. Also this year, when my friend gave me all those cards, she had a whole bunch of cards that were just alike, but they weren't very exciting. They were kind of dull, and I just like, what can I do with this? And I created some coasters to use at Christmas time. You could use this for anything. It doesn't have to be just for your table. It could be for your desk. You could put this on the wall, however you want to do it. It's a great way to reuse Christmas cards, and we get ours out every year. And of course, with the contact paper, you can just wipe them down if you spill something on it. And if you do spill or get something hot or burn it or something, throw them away. Now, you may say, well, I don't have a lot of Christmas cards. I don't get any. But believe me, I bet you know somebody who's my age or older who has saved some. So find out, or you can go to a thrift store or someplace and might find Christmas cards, like a set of Christmas cards that you could use, or even maybe, you know, after Christmas, you could grab Christmas cards. But this is just a way to reuse the Christmas cards, and it's really fun to do as a family or with children. I hope this is a way that you can reinvent your Christmas cards and use them again for years to come. I'm Amelia. If you've enjoyed my Vlogmas videos, don't forget to give a thumbs up and make plans to see my video Christmas Eve. You don't want to miss it. Have a great one.